Hello everybody, Rivet here. Welcome back to the Hacienda. Welcome back to the kitchen. Good to see you again. Glad you could stop by. Today we're going to do something a little bit different for my garden update. I'm going to start with the bounty from the harvesting and the canning and the kitchen and the good stuff. And then we'll segue into the outside gardening portion. We've done a lot of canning, got a lot of good fruits out of the garden. So I thought I'd shake things up a little bit. Change things around and show you all kinds of good tasty stuff that's coming out of the Hacienda's garden. We've got 12 pints of my wife's wimpy hot sauce salsa that she made. This is what she made with our Cherokee purple and Roma tomatoes. She makes her own salsa for the winter NFL season because she cannot handle the heat that I do. And it's beautiful stuff. And we just opened one, little one, half pint that she can, and she tried it. It's got fresh cilantro, onions from the garden, basil, tomatoes, and all kinds of course, spices, cumin and stuff. It was delicious, very smoky. She took some anchos, smoked anchos from the store, and she stewed them and added to that, so it made a very, very delicious taste. So this is a top-notch salsa for those who like theirs mild. Okay, here's our bush bean patch. My wonderful wife pulled up all the beans today, bush beans, and harvested them, and these rows are replanted. You can see here, these are 5-gallon buckets. We've got one completely full one and one about a third full, so we got about 6-7 gallons of purple bush beans. They're good, very tasty, and my wife has gone out with a bowl and harvested 5 or 6 times already, you know, enough for supper and eaten and making salads. So we've gotten probably the equivalent of another half bucket. Alrighty, here are all the quarts of beans that my wife canned yesterday. These are the purple bush beans, and as you can see, they turn green once you cook them, and they are tasty. Alright, here we are at day 3 consecutive days of canning. Day 1, we already talked about the green beans. I pickled a bunch of my Yucatan whites, kosher dill style, and each one also has a serrano pepper in there for looks and taste. And I got 9 half pints, but one didn't seal, so it's in the fridge, and 1 full pint. So they're going to be finished pickling in about 3 weeks, and they'll be very tasty. And then on the 3rd day, we had a bunch more tomatoes. And my wife canned 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 quarts of a mixture of our garden onions, green peppers, and tomatoes in a sort of Italian sauce. So here is the bounty of 3 days, 3 consecutive days in the middle of July. Alright, 4 days later, here we go. I don't know if you can see, but the beans have germinated. They're coming up. They're all over the place. So we got our 2nd crop of purple bush beans, 6 rows. The okra has been putting out daily, looking very nicely out here. Of course, it's a dramatic plant. It's about 2 in the afternoon and it's 101 outside, so they all look droopy. But I watered them about a half an hour ago, and they're fine. They're just dramatic. These 2 are my jalapeno plants. I came out here this morning and I took 14 jalapenos off them for my wife's wimpy salsa. The tiburon peppers, these guys are 5 feet tall, both of them. They're doing well. I haven't taken a single tiburon yet, although we have them all over the plants. They're still a little bit small. They can get bigger. This one's not a bad size here. Can you see it? The glare here is just driving me nuts. But they're doing nicely. Again, the cowhorn okra, I can't say enough about that. I plucked pods 6.5 inches long, and they are as tender as a 2 inches. I plucked a Clemson spineless, finally started getting some off that. That was about 3.5, 4, and it was woody. So from now on, cowhorn okra is the way to go for me. These serranos, been yielding continuously. They look kind of scraggly. They're kind of scraggly plants, but boy, they put out some peppers. Again, they remind me of grapes, and which is good because they're fiery hot, and I like that. And they do look pretty when they get red, and they got a taste that belies their looks. So we're going on with the okra, and now you can see the Clemson spineless gets a little smaller, but we got plenty of flowers. And don't get me wrong, the okra's delicious, but it's just not what it's built up to be in my book, and that cowhorn is the way to go. And that's another little unknown pepper. Alright, here we are. These are the Ricina di Transfiorino, the Italian heirloom cowpeas, which, big funniness, were supposed to be a bush bean. And that's one of the reasons I got them, but they turned out to have real long tendrily stalks, and so these turned out to be climbers. Well, we found some of this lattice and the cow barn, so we've put up the lattice, and these Italian heirloom cowpeas are looking really good. I gave them some compost tea this morning, and all I've been doing is watering them. No food, nothing, since I planted them, and they're loving the heat. And life is good. Looks like they're going to do very, very well. It's 101 today, and we have 7 days in the low 100s in the weather report today. So there you have it. The wife has picked up all the onions and the potatoes. We've eaten them all. They're delicious. We'll have pumpkins here. She's going to be planting pumpkins in the next week. This is the collards. They're starting to come back after my 2 collard cannings and continual eating. They're doing good. The Swiss chard, very nice, huge. We've been plucking that and eating that in salads, and that's always tasty. That's one vegetable I really like. We got the lettuce here. My wife's letting it bolt finally. It's giving out from the heat, and we're going to collect the seeds and look what the flowers look like. Over here on the mound are my 3 rows of the Anasazi beans. Now these suckers are supposed to be climbers. The southwestern Indians planted them between the rows of corn, and they grew up around the corn. Well, these are looking like bush beans, but they're doing very well here on the mound of nothing but maple tree chippings. And all I've been doing is watering them. And again, these plants sure do love the heat. Now let's zoom over here to the tomato, and I'm going to start out with these monstrous sunflowers, and they sure live up to their name. They're mammoth, and the packet said they grow 7 to 9 feet tall, and they're certainly touching 7 or 8 right now, and not a flower in sight. So they're on their way up and away. We've had a little bit of whitefly action going on, and starting to affect some tomatoes. We got plenty of aromas. We've been canning. You've seen all that. This tomato here at the end isn't doing so hot. So yesterday evening, as it started to get dark, I came out and with my gallon sprayer, I put Azomax all over all the tomato plants. I'm towards the end of that. I'm running out, so I'll have to reorder. I got that from Amazon. The Cherokee purples are nothing if not prolific. I got 2-3 bowlfuls this morning. My wife is making some more of her wimpy salsa, another 18 pints or so, and that's good because we've been eating this in salad like crazy. And yeah, although it doesn't look very nice, organized, or pretty, it's tomatoes in the wild. With the peppers here, we got one of those Mysterious sweets, ancient sweets, those are the ones in the yellow pots. They're very nice. I got one of them here. Oh, here it is. It's starting to fruit. Look at the size of this. It's nice and curly. These things get about 12 inches long. This here's my backluti. This is the known backluti. There's been a little mystery here going on. The garden imps, or trolls, we're messing around with my little signs and my seedlings, and we've got an issue. So let me jump right in and go from that. The backlutis I planted on the 3 biggest pots. Now here's the other 2 biggest pots, okay? And you can see clearly these are supposed to be backlutis. They are 2 different plants. You got an ovoid, egg-shaped leaf, and you've got a sharp leaf here. These peppers point upwards like devil peppers. These peppers do point upwards a little bit, but not nearly in the clusters that these do. Now this pepper here, I'm going to show you, looks exactly like my devil pepper, which is a known pepper over here in this pot. And I've got the marker here from day 1 that shows it's a devil pepper. So it looks like I got 1, maybe 2 backlutis at the most, but they're healthy, so that's it. This is a peri-peri. Supposedly, I'm starting to doubt everything. Oh, I'm sorry, this is the habanero. This one's marked. No flowers yet. This is the peri-peri. The stalks look quite a bit like the backluti, ribbed and ridged. I don't know if you can see that there. Very, very nice, loose, aerated type plant. This is my Yucatan white. I made all those pickled peppers. It's starting to look like it's getting flower buds again, and maybe I'll get another huge crop like I did to pickle some more. Oh, I meant to tell you, this is supposedly one of the backlutis, not the one that looks like a double pepper, but look at this. I don't know if you can see these leaves. They're multicolored, striated over here. There's not a lot of them, okay, but there's a couple, enough to make me wonder if this is not in fact a fish pepper, which is almost impossible because I know I planted those in the green pots only. And here we have the fish peppers, and you could see the 2 colored leaves, which they are supposed to have, and it's a signature of the plant. And so, I mean, they're not all that way. Some of them are, but once the plant gets mature, most of the leaves, gosh, I wish I could get the light right. There you go. Most of the leaves will end up looking like that. So that plant that was supposed to be a backluti, I'm suspecting somehow turned out to be a fish pepper, which is good because of all the peppers I planted this year, the 2 I wanted were fish and backluti. So there you have it. That's the garden update. It's hotter than blazes out here, so keep digging. I'm signing off. Thanks for visiting the Hacienda. You're always welcome, and it was good to see you again.